Hello everyone, this is Hawaiian Air 2121 with the Phoenix Sky Harbor International Airport update. As you can see, we have started in a construction scene. This is going to be where the brand new cargo center will be for the airport, and there's fence up because this is going to be the site of major construction. So I thought this would be a cool place to start the update. There's going to be many new models in this update, I believe from maybe 5 to 10 new models. Lots of routes here, and I hope you guys enjoy this airport update. This will take place before the major cargo center expansion is made, and I'll go into more details about that when we get to this area in the video, but let's begin. Here at gate F10 is the Spirit A321, a new model made by NG Models. This model, if you haven't checked out the review, is a very nice model, and I really like it a lot. One of the 3 Spirit A321s that I have, and this Spirit A321 will be heading out to Dallas-Fort Worth. It has just begun boarding, and we'll head out there in approximately 30 minutes. Next up is an Alaska 737-800 in the Spirit of the Islands livery. This plane has just arrived in from Seattle, Tacoma, and is deboarding its passengers. And then we have a United Airlines Airbus A320-200 in the old livery, which has service out to Denver. And coming in is another new model, a Delta A220-300, which has just arrived in from a flight from Salt Lake City. It is boarding to gate F7, and this is another new model. I highly recommend it, as this model adds a lot of realism to my collection. I've been waiting for a Delta A220 to get, and I'm so happy to finally have one. Heading to Terminal 4 is a Southwest 737-700 in the NBA-1 livery, and this plane has just arrived in from a flight from Dallas Love Field. At gate F6 is a Delta Airlines Airbus A321-200, third of the new models. I picked this up before the NG Thank You livery A321 came up, and bring my Delta A321 total up to 3 now. And it's really cool because they operate a lot of A321s out of Phoenix. But this Delta A321 has service out to Minneapolis, St. Paul. In line for departure is a United Airlines Boeing 737-800 with split skimmers and a new livery, and this plane is taxiing to the runway for a flight out to Newark Liberty. At the gate is an Air Canada Airbus A319 in the Kids Horizons in face livery, and this plane has planned service out to Vancouver. Here at gate F4 is a Frontier Airlines Airbus A320 with sharklets, sunny the blue-collared lizard tail, and this plane has planned service out to Denver and will depart in approximately 15 minutes. Over here is a Hawaiian Airlines Airbus A330-200 in a new livery, and this plane has plans to fly out to Honolulu later today, and is at its gate. Boarding will begin in approximately 45 minutes, and in the back you can see a little bit of the construction, so I thought this was a cool angle to get. Fairly new service for JetBlue is a JetBlue Airbus A321 with the Prism A321 tail, as well as having Mint flight on board. This plane has planned service out to Newark, and JetBlue in August or September has had their A321 service extended from Phoenix to Newark, and I think from JFK as well. So this JetBlue A321 will be departing out to Newark Liberty. Over here at gate F1 is a Sun Country 737-800 in a new livery, and this plane is cleaning out and will be departing and boarding its passengers for a flight out to Minneapolis, St. Paul, but its cleaning service is just cleaning out the plane right now. Just landed is the beautiful UPS 747-400F, which has just landed from a flight from Louisville and is taxiing to the cargo terminal. Here's more of an aerial view shot, but we have a Southwest 737-700 starting us off for Terminal 4, and this plane is just arriving to the gate from a flight from San Diego. Here we have a lineup of 3 Southwest planes. The Southwest all the way in the back is a 737-700 in a new livery, and this plane is just boarding its passengers for a flight out to Baltimore. In the middle is the NG Models, the new Southwest 737-800 without split skimmers that they made. It is a very, very nice model, and I highly recommend it. I missed out on the split skimmer one, and I was very upset about that, so when they made this one, I was so excited. And this plane has service out to Honolulu today. And the one closest to the camera is a Southwest 737-800 in the Warrior 1 livery, and this plane has planned service out for St. Louis. Over here we have a Southwest 737 MAX 8 in operations for a 737-800, and this plane is planned service out to Kona today. In the back is the Phoenix Skytram, and it's just moved from Terminal 3 and is heading over to Terminal 4 for now. Here we have the beautiful NG model Southwest 737-800 with split skimminers and a new livery, and this plane has left Terminal 4 where the Southwest Colorado one was arriving at the gate. This plane is taxiing to the runway for a flight out to Orlando today. And over here is the gorgeous new model, the Southwest 737-700 in the Florida 1 livery. GeminiJets did an amazing job of this plane, and I can't help but send this plane off to Florida today, and it'll be heading out to Fort Lauderdale in a little bit. Over here is the Southwest 737-700 without winglets and in the Canyon Blue livery, and has service out to Long Beach, California today. Over here is the Southwest 737-700 in the Tennessee 1 livery, and this plane is just finalizing, it's at the gate and it's just finalizing getting all of its passengers off board as it just arrived in from a flight from Houston Hobby. Over here is the Southwest 737-500 in the SeaWorld 1 livery, and this plane is just leaving the gate for a flight out to Salt Lake City. Over here is the Southwest 737-700 in the Triple Crown 1 livery, as well as in a new livery. This plane is just cleaning out and it's going to be begin boarding for a flight out to New York LaGuardia this evening. With a view from the passenger viaduct is a American Eagle ERJ-145, which is service out to Yuma today. Up next is an American Eagle CRJ-700 with plans out to Albuquerque today. Forgot to mention that ERJ-145 is in the old livery, and sorry about having 2 old livery American Eagles here. I only have 4 American Eagles in a new livery. Really waiting for that CRJ-900 to come out. And then we have the gorgeous American Eagle CRJ-700 in a new livery, which has just arrived at the gate. Unfortunately, there isn't any gate yet. I have to order those. But this American Eagle CRJ-700 has just arrived in from Long Beach. Sad to see this one go, but the American Eagle CRJ-200 is now retired, I think. But I'm still going to be using this plane. This American Eagle CRJ-200 is having plans to board for a flight out to Grand Junction, Colorado today. Here we have an American Eagle ERJ-145 in a new livery, and this plane has service out to Moab today. And then we have the American Eagle ERJ-170 in a new livery, still waiting for that ERJ-175 to find, but this ERJ-170 will do, and this ERJ-170 has service out to San Diego today. Taxiing to the terminal is an American Airlines Airbus A321-200 in a stand-up to cancer livery. This plane is taxiing to the terminal from a flight from Boston Logan. Alrighty, now we're reaching into 2.5 more concourses of American Airlines, the main hub at Phoenix, but this American Airlines Airbus A320-200 in a new livery has plans to fly out to Dallas-Fort Worth today. And then we have the absolutely stunning American Airlines 737-800 in the Air Cal Retro livery, and this plane has service to fly out to LAX, and in the empty gate next to it, that is going to be where this A321 stand-up to cancer is going to arrive. In operations for an American 737-800 is an American Airlines 737 MAX 8, and this plane just arrived at the gate from a flight from, I'm going to say, JFK. Up next is an American Airlines 737-800 in a TWA Retro Heritage livery, and this plane has just begun boarding for a flight out to Portland today. Also just begun boarding is this American Airlines 737-800 in the Member of One World's livery, and this plane has planned service today out to Chicago O'Hare. Here we have an American Airlines Airbus A319 with sharklets. I absolutely love this plane, and this plane is just arrived actually, and the gate is going to be heading to the cabin L1 boarding door, and this plane has just arrived in from a flight from Denver, Colorado. We have the American Airlines 777-200ER, which is taxiing to the terminal from a flight from Kahului. Here is an American Airlines Airbus A321neo, and this plane is just sitting at the gate waiting for its cabin crew to begin boarding for a flight out to New York JFK. Unfortunately, there aren't any gates for these 3 American Airlines planes, but this American Airlines 737-800 is just pulling up to the gate from a flight from Newark Liberty. Wrapping up the American Airlines narrow-body concourse is the American Airlines Airbus A319 in Allegheny retro livery with planned service out to LAX. And the back is the American Airlines 737-800 in the Reno Air Heritage livery, and this plane is planned service out to Charlotte. Taxiing to the runway as you're approaching the runway is a Alaska Airlines 737-800 in Salmon 30 Salmon livery, and this plane is taxiing to the runway for a planned departure out to Seattle, Tacoma. For the international concourse, we start off with an American 787-8 in the new livery. And this model is also a very nice model. If you haven't checked out my review on it, please check it out, as I highly recommend this model minus the one flaw in it, which is the Wi-Fi dome. Everything else in this model is amazing. But this model is going to be, well, this plane rather, is going to be boarding up for a flight out to Honolulu. Next up is the British Airways 777-200ER in a Hong Kong tail, and this plane has just arrived in from a flight from London Heathrow. And then we have the member of One World's American Airlines 777-200ER in a new livery, and this plane is being delayed at the moment. It has a flight out to Miami later today, but it's being delayed for approximately 35 minutes due to weather. Fifth in line for departure, as this is a very, very busy time and day at Phoenix Sky Harbor today, is a JetBlue Airbus A320 in our 100th A320 tail and livery, and this plane is waiting for its approval to go on the runway for a flight out to Fort Lauderdale. And then we have the American Airlines 787-9 with service out to San Jose, Costa Rica. And here we have the American Airlines 777-300ER with service out to London Heathrow. This plane is being delayed for approximately 10 minutes due to congestion by the runway. In the back is a Volaris A319. Now, I did order the A321neo with sharklets, and I'm very, very excited about that plane. Happy that GeminiJets made in 1/400 scale. But this Volaris A319 is going to be making a flight out to Guadalajara, and the WestJet 737-700 in old livery with winglets is preparing for a flight out to Calgary. And second in line for departure is a Delta Airlines Thank You A321-200. This is the second of two A321 routes that I have for Phoenix today. They fly a lot of A321s out here, and this is a beautiful model made by NG Models. I would highly recommend it if you haven't checked out my video on it, because this model is stunning, and I highly recommend it. But this plane is second in departure for a flight out to Detroit. Here we have an American A321, and it's just waiting for approval to go on the runway for a flight out to Raleigh, Durham. Taxiing to the cargo terminal is a FedEx Shorts 360B, a FedEx feeder, and this plane is just arriving in from a flight from Los Angeles. Here we have a familiar sight of two FedEx 777-200Fs, and the FedEx 777-200F in the back of the camera has plans to fly to Memphis, while the Panda FedEx Express 777-200F has plans to fly out to Cincinnati. We have a UPS DC-8-73, and this is a retired UPS plane. However, I found it in my UPS collection, and I haven't really displayed it, so I decided to display it a little bit. And this is a fictional plane because this does not operate anymore, I think. And this plane is landed and is just taking off its cargo from a flight from Louisville. Third in line for departure is a FedEx Express 757-200F with plans to fly out to Memphis. Here we have a UPS 767-300F, and this plane is waiting as well for the congestion at the runway to stop, and it's going to be taking a flight out to San Diego. Last for the UPS FedEx cargo terminal is a UPS MD-11F in the old livery with plans to fly out to London Heathrow. First in line for takeoff is a Southwest 737-800 in a Heart 1 livery, as well as in a new livery, and this plane is waiting for a final approval to take off for a flight out to Chicago Midway. So we have reached the construction site of the airport, and this is the second cargo center for DHL and a couple other cargo airlines. Now, I have Cargolux on order, even though they don't fly to Phoenix. I still will be displaying a couple planes here, but this cargo center that I ordered will be taking place now and will take the place of this. And there's going to be 1 or 2 new taxiways and probably a new way to get on the runway, get off the runway as well. So this whole area is under construction right now and probably won't be done until the holidays, when I actually can get this stuff set up and everything. But this area of construction right here is majorly the second major cargo expansion hub for this airport. Just outside the cargo center construction is a Polar 747-8F with the DHL tail, and this plane is being unloaded for cargo. And then we have a DHL 727-200F with service out to Los Angeles. Just beyond the construction zone fence, now this fence has a bit of bushes on it. It was actually from my model train table that I moved. But this DHL 757-200F in the old livery is making a flight out to Cincinnati. And even though it is in the old livery, I would highly recommend this plane. And just beyond the cargo center construction fence is a Southwest 737-700 in a New Mexico 1 livery, and this plane has just arrived in from a flight from Chicago Midway. Here we have an Alaska ERJ-175, which has just arrived in from a flight from San Francisco. And the last plane of this update is a FedEx A310-300F, which has just arrived in from a flight from New York JFK. So that is it for today's airport update of Phoenix Sky Harbor. I hope you guys enjoyed this long-awaited update. Please comment below what your favorite model was and what you think of the new cargo center expansion. And news about the channel, I will be doing a Southwest 737-800 review of the NG models in the old livery that I showed in this video. And to celebrate that we're almost approaching 300 subscribers, I probably will be doing a subscriber-only airport update. Now, I'm not really sure how that's going to work because the semester is still getting very, very busy. The midterms have just finished, but it's coming to a halt and work is piling in, and I'm not sure when that update will be. But if you guys would like a subscriber-only airport, I can try to make that work. But thank you guys so much for 278 subscribers. I really appreciate it. Thank you guys so much for watching as we're almost approaching 300 subscribers. If you haven't subscribed to the channel and are considering to do so, I really appreciate it as the channel's growing. It just gives me a lot of support to keep doing these videos, and I'm really happy that you guys are enjoying this content. So thank you guys so much for watching, and have a great day.